Everybody, oh my goodness gracious. You know what? As many of you may know, it's load shedding here in South Africa. I'm literally sitting here in the dark, believe it or not. And so I think my internet is just acting crazy because there's no electricity in South Africa at the moment. So I'm just using my data. So let me try and get Ali back on. My bad, y'all. My bad. Me. South Africa, load shedding, craziness. Hopefully we'll get Ali back. We'll get all of you back. We still have 20 minutes left of the interview. Hello, my friend.
You got lost.
I know. You know, it's load shedding in South Africa right now. Do you guys have load shedding in Tanzania?
What's load shedding? I have no idea.
Okay, it's like when the electricity cuts out,
Okay,
they turn off all the electricity in a certain neighborhood for like 2 hours and then they pick another one. Does that ever happen in Zanzibar?
Okay. I haven't experienced something like that, but yeah, we actually used to have some electricity problems like quite a few years back, but I think now it's much more stable. I mean, the electricity is much more stable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad that we have this kind of stability more than what we've had before. So
I know. I'm like, I think it's time for me to move to Zanzibar because clearly I'm sitting here in Cape Town in the dark. Like, I'm in the dark. If it wasn't for my ring light, I would be in the dark right now. You know, that content creation life. I mean, I'm like, my ring light has changed my life. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for this ring light. Oh,
sometimes you have to adapt. You have to adapt and be ready for whatever is going to happen.
Yeah, literally. And that's why I was saying I love live interviews, live TV. You just never know. Like, the interview cuts out halfway. You know, you just never know what's gonna happen when something is live. Like, one time, one of my guests, their phone just died. Like, they weren't charging their phone just died in the middle of the interview. You know, like, you just never know.
Oh my God. Yeah, true.
So I see that everybody is giving you all the flags. I see somebody from Norway, Official de Magic from Norway, welcome. Abdulhamid09, love from Tanzania. I love it. I see that Minmi Heyday is from Zanzibar. It's incredible. So one of the things I was saying when I got cut off was that, you know, I talked a little bit with you before about how you are telling the narratives of your country and your people through your own lens. So instead of having other people, the global north, the west, talking about Zanzibar, telling stories about Zanzibar, it's like someone from Zanzibar, from Tanzania, who's the one actually sharing the history and sharing the stories. And so I'm curious for everybody out there, maybe they're watching this interview and they're like, what is Zanzibar? I've never been there before. Like, what is something that you would tell people? You're like something about Zanzibar that maybe people just need to know, no matter where they are in the world. What do folks need to know about the beautiful islands that are Zanzibar?
You mean something that I would tell people about Zanzibar?
Yeah, what would you tell people? Maybe somebody's they're hearing about Zanzibar for the first time ever watching this live. What would you tell them?
So I would say that Zanzibar, to me personally, Zanzibar is more than just a place. To me, I think Zanzibar is a feeling. There is just a feel about the place that makes you like you go everywhere, but you feel like there is something that is missing. And when you come back, you kind of like feel that. And maybe it's you know, the history that it has with you know, all these people from different cultural backgrounds that kind of like intermarried together, from people of African origin, Arab, Indian, Persians, like all these kind of people kind of like came together and decided to create this peaceful community. And whenever, you know, people are friendly, people are very open, and I think this, to me, it's something that it makes you feel something, you know. And I think the people are I think they I would say, if there was something that to me it stands out the most about Zanzibar, is the people. So I think people make up the place. And oftentimes we don't really look at that part. We often look at, oh, we have these beautiful beaches, we have all these, but all these places, if these people who are there, who are smiling at you, who are there, who are happy, who are there willing to help, are not there, then the place feels incomplete. And I think there are many beautiful places. I kind of like recently tried to ask people what they love the most about Zanzibar, and everyone comes with a very different answer. You know, some people will say, "Oh, I love the food," and some people would say, "I love the people." Some people, like everybody, sees the destination very differently. And I think on a local perspective, to me as well, I see it very differently. And I think the people here are very special. It's just that as a traveler, when you go to a place, I think there are also different kind of people. And, you know, when you are more open to engage with these people, to understand them, to know, you know, to know about them more, I think this gives more an enriching experience. So most of the times, like even on our tours, when we do tours, as I told you before, we don't do because we just want people to pay us and for us to get an income. But I'm more looking into what I can do to provide the best experience to the people, so that the moment they leave, they don't. I understand that they won't remember all the dates that are going to be given by a guide or by me, but they'll remember the feel they had after they've taken that experience. And I think that is much more important. And I've always looked at myself to what I do, that, okay, my income 5 years from now is based on the reputation that I'm creating today. So I could make a lot of money today, but if people are not happy with what I'm doing, then I mean, that's going to be for like a short term thing. But if I want to create something that is a long term thing, I also need to see what impact I'm creating to these people. So I mean, everyone does business or does things in many different ways, and I think my approach to how I look at these things, it's also completely different. And that's why I told you, like, for example, for our Airbnb experience, there are only 2 people who are able to do that. There are more than 800 guides on the island, but the reason only these 2 people, because I've tried to work with different people, but sometimes everyone has priorities. And for me, I don't want people to do the same way as I do. I want people to reach on the same outcome that people are expecting after booking with us, which means when people see my name there, they have a certain expectation that they're already expecting in terms of value, in terms of outcome. And I try and tell the people I work with that these are the things that you know, I want these to be the base and the foundation of what you do. And yeah, that's all about it.
I have to say, I am so incredibly moved by what you said about, you know, your income 5 years from now, 10 years from now is based on your reputation today and what you're putting out into the universe today. And I think that is something so critical for so many people to remember. I mean, I hope everybody is like taking notes right now, whether you're watching this live, you're watching the rerun on YouTube. Like I'm taking mental notes. I'm like, that was just so powerful. And it's just, again, a testament to your character and to the type of community that you're trying to build, the type of legacy you're trying to leave, not only for yourself, but for the island, for the people of Zanzibar. And like you said, Zanzibar is it's a feeling. It's not just a place. It's not just islands. It's a vibe. It's a lifestyle. And I think the more and more people who recognize that and who understand that, the greater care is then taken like for the island, for the people, for everything. So I just think that's so cool. If there's anyone who's watching this live right now who wants to follow in your footsteps, maybe they want to get into the travel guide, tourism industry, maybe they want to get into content creation, Ali, what advice would you give to those people who are looking to you right now as a role model?
My one piece of advice that I often tell people is that I think the reason why you're doing something in the first place is much more important than saying that I want to be a guide or I want to be a content creator. Because the problem comes that somebody says I want to be a content creator, not because they want to be a content creator, because they want to make money. So when they get into content, they focus on money, and then the content they're going to create is going to be based off of that. And the value, I mean, sometimes it doesn't go along. And it's the same as in tourism. So I think many people, maybe they get into tourism because they're saying, oh, there is easy money in tourism. It could be like that. But I think even I could see that. But I think there is a much better way to do it to create more impact. So if someone wants to do something that people are going to remember what they did, I think they need to create that impact. You know, there is this word that they say, I've heard that a friend of mine used to say as well. He says, you know, most people are trying to create like a legacy. But he says, focus on impact, legacy will follow.
Ooh.
So, you know,
Yes.
when you look at things in that angle, and most of the times, you know, the foundation of everything is really important. It can take a long time, but sometimes when it can take you 8 years to build that foundation. But the moment you start going up, then you don't have to worry about the foundation you created. It's very different to someone who creates a foundation in, let's say, a year. And then after that, he wants to build a skyscraper, and he needs to think about the foundation. Maybe it's not going to hold that skyscraper. So I think as what I said, it's just the approach. Everybody has a very different approach. And to me, I think, and for anyone in any industry, the reason why someone is getting into the industry is much more important than the industry they want to get in. Some people get into industries they've no, let's say, idea about. For me, for example, the Airbnb experience, it's not just we are offering a tour there or we are offering an experience, but I've taken time to also learn about the platform. Who are the people who often book through Airbnb, and what do they like through Airbnb that they don't like on other platforms? And for me, the science behind the platforms, I became very, very obsessed about it. And, you know, we supply on like Viator, on TripAdvisor, on all these different platforms. And we have platforms that came to us and say, okay, we want you to list your experience, but we haven't listed. And the reason for that, because we felt, okay, maybe for us, it's not something that we are kind of like looking for. And, you know, the kind of people that go through here are very different to the kind of people that go through here. So I think that's why you don't see, like, we don't promote as much. I don't promote as much in terms of like our tours through maybe my pages and things like that. I would share maybe sometimes feedback, what people say. And it's also because you can have a high demand, but if you have a short of supply, then you're going to lose clients. And for me, I'm always looking. Sometimes people would come to us and I would say, okay, we're not able to do this. And we're not able to do this. It's not because there are no people to do it, because I don't just want to find someone and then people are not happy with the service. So that's what I would say, Nicole.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm like, have you done a TED Talk yet? I think we're ready for the Ali Jape TED Talk.
Hopefully, maybe one day, maybe.
Yeah, coming soon, inshallah, coming soon.
Yeah. Inshallah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, Ali, you said focus on the impact, the legacy will follow. Like, dropping bars, my guy. That is a bar. I'm about to like go write that on a post-it note and put it on my wall. Like, that was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us here today, because I think you're totally right. So many people get into things just trying to make money or for reasons that actually aren't really what they're truly passionate about. When you focus on that impact, when you focus on the what you want people to feel, what you want people to experience, what you want people to walk away with this sort of dialogue, with this sort of experience, with this sort of video, whatever it is, then absolutely the legacy comes, the followers comes, the partnerships comes, the money comes. That stuff comes when you're authentic to yourself and to your brand and who you really are. And that's exactly who you are and what you do. And it's just so incredible to hear you talk about it here on the show today. And so I see we got about 5 minutes left of NIKKI BANZ Live. We had some little technical difficulties in the middle. So I think my final question to you, I'll just ask, us here on the live, your fans, your friends, your followers, what's coming up soon, what's coming up next that we can keep an eye out for, and how can we continue to support you and everything that you're doing?
A lot of things lined up.
Yes, tell
Be
us.
ready. More, more content, more content. I'm hoping to create more content because now I have people to help me with certain kind of things. So, and I'm planning to also create content not just about Zanzibar, but also other places because I think there is much more places than just Zanzibar that we can explore and share the story as not just as a Zanzibari, but also as a Tanzanian, but
Mm,
also as an African. And I
mm,
think that could relate to many people. But
mm,
also, yeah, in terms of our work side of things, we still continue to kind of like grow, find people that we work with and things like that. And yeah, it'll most of the things I'll say it's and you said about support, how people can continue to support. I think for all those who are joining here and for everybody that's always watching the content, everybody that's either liking, that is either subscribed to any of my channels, someone who kind of like comments, people who watch the stories, people who like this. To me, this means a lot. So if
mm.
there is a way that they can continue, they can support. I think by just watching. Watching the videos, watching the content, whenever you do sometimes like polls, things like that, people are always engaging. And for me, that's I feel super grateful to everybody who is supporting me in those ways. So continue supporting, and that's the only way I think they're able to support us. And for anyone traveling to Zanzibar, they can support our business. They can send me a message, and then I can connect them with someone from my team who can assist them with any of their requests about Zanzibar. Sometimes I'm not able to handle all the messages that people are sending, so that way it's much easier for somebody else to take care of that. And if it's something that concerns me directly, then they will alter it up, and then I'll be able to see how that goes.
Oh my goodness gracious. We are so excited to continue supporting you. We're so excited to see new video content, not just from Zanzibar, but from Tanzania and the whole African continent. We're so excited to see that, to continue supporting your content creation journey. I know I got a lot of friends who head over to Zanzibar. I've been to Zanzibar once. I'll be coming back again soon, probably early next year. So I'm definitely going to hit you up. I'm going to hit up our boy Jamal as well. We'll do a little powwow in Zanzibar once I get there. But I mean, I just think it's so incredible, all the different things that you're doing, the way that you're showcasing, not just Zanzibar, but the entire continent is just truly incredible. We need people like you who are changing the narrative, shifting people's perspectives, and really giving us firsthand insight into the beauty and the diversity of a place like Zanzibar. So thank you for everything that you do. Thank you
Thank,
for being on NIKKI BANZ Live.
thank you, Nicole. Thanks to you for sharing stories of different people. I think when someone comes to your page and they'll go and see, okay, who is the person that I'm interested to hear the story, and they're just gonna go there and see if they're looking to hear what Nusari Yassin spoke to you about. If they want to hear what Jamal spoke to you about. Like all these different people. I think what you're doing is super great, and I'm glad that one of my first ever live Instagram lives I've done was on your show. And actually, you know that it has taken like a very long time. I don't know how many months we've been like going back and forth. My schedule was like very tight. I'm like, am I really gonna be able to do this? I think
I
it's like
know.
maybe 3 4 months. Sometimes when people come to me and then they we try and schedule something, I don't have the time. But yeah, I'm glad that we were able to make it up for today after a lot of months of trying to get this work. So thank you
I
very
know.
much, Nicole.
You, you are so welcome. I'm so grateful. And I was like, you know what? I don't care if it takes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. I was like, there's no way we are not going to have this interview. And I'm so grateful we did, because this was such a beautiful conversation. You know, and I would wait 6 more months. We can do it again. I'm ready.
Great. In 6 more months, we'll be talking about much bigger things than what we've been talking about right now. So yeah,
That's true. That's true.
let's see what's happening. And yeah, I hope to see you somewhere around. We met each other at the NAS Summit, and hope to see you somewhere around as well. Maybe in South
Yeah.
Africa, maybe in Dubai, maybe somewhere else.
All of the above, Ali. All of the above. I'll see you
Yeah.
very soon for sure. Well, thank you again. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you're following Ali on Instagram at Ali_Jape. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at They Call Me Bands. Thank you for tuning in here to NIKKI BANZ Live with the one and only Ali Jape. I do this every single Tuesday, so I'll see you next week on NIKKI BANZ Live.
Thank
Bye,
you very much,
everyone.
Nikki. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
And thank you for everyone who's watching this live, Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. We love you.